this store is like, I drink a gallon of beer after every fight, and I fight every 2 hours.
Welcome to the Nerd News Podcast, starring Tyson Cox and Tyler Waltz.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 23 of Nerd News.
God, we're really doing it, aren't we?
We are. It's funny that you told me that it was like 80% of podcasts don't make it past 15 episodes.
It was 80% don't make it past episode 5, I think.
Wow.
And then 80% of those people don't make it past 20.
Is it just a lot of excited people with a stimulus check? I mean,
all it
that
is.
makes sense.
Yeah. And then they listen to the people on the internet. They're like, Tyson, you should stop doing podcasts. Your voice is unpleasant.
Yeah.
And your hair is bad. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, Tyler, I'll be there Sunday. Calm down.
Yeah. So with that, episode 23 of Nerd News. I am Tyler Waltz. Way to hit the mic on that with your big can
of undisclosed liquid, because they haven't given us a sponsorship yet. So.
But we want one because we drink it way too much.
Too much. I was actually talking to Arena about that, and I was like, this is gonna kill, because it's 0 calories, 0 sugar, zero anything, and then 300 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to get like 100 milligram cans so I can just drink it throughout the day.
Oh yeah.
Because I basically boof it. I'm just
chug it, vibrate for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Crap your pants, and then steady rest of the day.
And then, if I have coffee in the morning and then I have one, like the other day I was like, am I having a chest pain, or am I just paying attention?
Nice.
Oh, anyways, I'm Tyson Cox.
Yeah, that's Tyson. But yeah, no. Today we're bringing you the latest and greatest in the nerd world. Mm-hmm. The thing I wanted to start off with, I'm just gonna get right into it because man, am I excited! I loved the Cyberpunk anime.
I enjoyed what I've seen.
I thought it was incredible. I'm gonna do a quick rundown, spoiler free. I know the game obviously had like a bad rap at the beginning.
Yeah.
This anime was planned before all of that.
Really?
From my knowledge, they had an idea of like 3 different kind of things that they wanted to do with this. Mm-hmm. It got delayed because of the game release.
Makes sense.
Right, because it was just a dumpster fire.
Yeah, you got add a little air to the. Why do you just? Why do you do that all the time? You gotta add a little air to it, like you gotta give a little distance, and you're like, all right, Tyson, finish that profound thought, that deep thought that you were struggling with at the first word.
Because I like to watch you struggle. He's digging this hole pretty deep. He's gonna look back up and be real confused. But I thought it was great. I think it almost, I don't want to say, you never want to say anything's perfect, but it incredibly well of developing characters in a single season. It got you to care about these characters and wrapped up a story with a bow just really well on it.
Oh, okay.
It is an incredible story of like personal growth and like, the second word's kind of a spoiler, so I won't. A lot of personal growth and
other word.
It wraps it all up, and it makes a lot of sense on why these characters weren't necessarily in the game.
Okay, all right.
Like, they did a really good job. I'm skeptical. I don't know if they're going to do a season 2.
Well, it's always risky because you get a lot more time, you get a lot more care, and there's a lot more eyes on it when you do the first one. Mm-hmm. Like, I think Arcane from League of Legends.
Yeah.
Fantastic show. Mm-hmm. Again, phenomenal season.
Yeah.
Worried and curious about the next one.
Oh, of course, yeah. If they're smart, they will not do a season 2 what they'll do is they will do another, because this one's called Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Edgerunners. Yeah.
Because the group that you're following are called the Edgerunners.
We're big into edging.
Yeah, right. But David, Lucy, Rebecca, all phenomenal characters. If they're smart, what they'll do is Cyberpunk blank, and it'll be a new group. Because this one takes place before the game.
Okay.
So it is a prequel that I think it was like 13 years before the game takes place.
Mm-hmm.
So it wrapped it up really nicely. It really built the world. There's a lot of things that when you're watching it, you're like, oh, I recognize this and that and that. And it was great. Phenomenal. It explains a lot of the mechanics. Like in the video game, you fight cyber psychos.
Yeah.
They do a good job of explaining what that is.
Oh, okay.
And like when it happens and body types and how that affects the cyber psychosis, like the medication that they have to take for it. It builds so much good stuff for the world.
All right.
And the audio, the music is 10 out of 10. It's beautiful.
Some of the stylistic choices they did, I really enjoyed. Like there's a speed guy, and instead of him just being like blurry or like copies of himself, it was different colors of the RG, of the rainbow spectrum behind him. I'm like, oh, that's a really cool. I've never seen them do that.
Yeah, that's the main character, David. He's great. Tragically relatable is a good way to put him.
Okay.
A very like the reason I love
Tiny wiener, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Like all the God's gift of technology cannot alleviate my curse.
But like one of the reasons I love BoJack Horseman so much is because he's tragically relatable to me. Mm-hmm. Like you can see yourself in the character, though not as exaggerated. Yeah. You pick out the pieces. Yeah. I felt very similar to David's plight in the whole show. Yeah. But I would highly recommend it. It was good enough that I started playing the game again.
I've heard that's happening.
Yeah, well, they added a bunch of the stuff from the show in it.
Oh, did
like every character has like an iconic thing.
Okay.
You can get David's what's it called? His neural link that makes him fast.
It's called a Speedy Boy.
Yes, yeah, Speedy Boy.
You can get the zoomies.
Becca, who is like a fan favorite character.
Sure.
They did really well with her because they made her look like the cutesy small anime girl. Okay. But she's actually a good character instead of just that stereotype.
Oh, okay.
Like it's hilarious because they all develop over time. Yeah. So like her thing is she likes big guns. She is the gun nut of the group. Okay. So she gets these huge gorilla arms on this little girl. Okay. To hold bigger guns. Yeah. And it's so funny. Like they do the character so well. But like they've got all these, you can get her shotguns, you can get David's jacket. Like they added a bunch of stuff, and you can build those kinds of characters now.
Do you just rob a museum, or
they're scattered amongst the game? Like they're open world finds now.
Ah, all right.
Like certain doors that you couldn't access, you can now get in and find a jacket. Okay. Some of them you find in more tragic places. Yeah. If you know what I mean.
I'm sure.
If you're scooping what I'm pooping. You never heard that before?
No.
Why does that upset you?
You said it into an audio medium format that we distribute to people. Scooping what? Hey, let us know at the nerdnewschannel@gmail.com if you've ever heard somebody just casually say that to your face.
Yeah. But yeah, highly recommend it. And they fixed the game as well, so it helps.
Good.
Like so much so that the anime did so well. And the update is so good that they now have more players playing now than they have ever had before, including release.
It helps that you can play the game now.
Yeah, that's a big
start.
It's a big factor. And they announced a new DLC.
I'm gonna come back when the DLC drops, I think.
Which I believe is free.
Yes. Yeah. CD Projekt Red's good for that. Like they don't charge, so hopefully it is.
Well, you say that, but Witcher 3 had a lot of paid DLC.
Oh, did they?
I think it was like 2 or 3 different DLCs. The Blood and Wine, which apparently was better than the base game, but it was a paid DLC and stuff. There was also, I don't know if it was a leak or an official teaser, not like a trailer or anything, but CD Projekt Red did have Orion.
Yes, it's an official announcement.
Yeah, for a sequel.
Sequel takes place in the universe.
Right.
So it's not, I always like it better when they do that instead of being like, it's a continuation.
It depends.
I say usually, yeah.
Usually, yes. Like the Far Cry games.
Sure.
They all take place in the same universe.
Yeah.
Good move, because you got a lot of great independent stories. Mm-hmm. I don't think that would have worked for series like Gears of War or like Halo. where they had a clearly iconic person.
But you can put the person in a so I always get upset when you play a game and you beat it and you go, we did it, we solved the problem.
Yeah.
And then the sequel comes out and it's like, and despite you solving the problem, the problem's back. You're like, God, no.
I get what you're saying.
Then why?
So you're talking more of a Mad Max style.
Sure. Yeah.
Where he's a wanderer. So he's far enough away that he's a folk hero, but not necessarily a folk hero here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he still gets his own growth and development.
Yes. I agree with that. I thought you meant in the, like, Far Cry, you're not the same character.
Okay.
You were a different guy.
I've never played a Far Cry.
Gotcha. Okay.
They seem really good.
Yeah. Normally, from my experience, in the same universe is different characters.
Okay. No, I want to be the same protagonist, just in a different area, because that's fun. Because you already know the character a bit.
Yeah.
And you can even give him like the God of War. I think he's doing that, right?
Between like the old and the new style.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You went from Greek mythology to Norse. Yeah.
Which I'm gonna
very excited for Fat Thor. Like traditional looking Thor.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant Chris Hemsworth.
No.
Marvels. He's gonna show up and be like, "Hey, Kratos, you want to play Fortnite?" And then he just gets hit in the head with an axe.
Right. But no, I think the old school traditional Norse mythology style of characters is going to be great.
Yeah.
Because we all obviously know Chris Hemsworth, just jacked, awesome.
Yeah.
But like this Thor is like, I drink a gallon of beer after every fight, and I fight every 2 hours.
and that's why it's called. The doctor said it needed to be more regular.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But like, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think that wraps up everything I wanted to say about the Cyberpunk anime. I'm
gonna have to finish
excited.
watching it. It looks good.
Yeah, to the point where at the end of it, I was actually getting emotional. Like,
wow, and you're dead inside.
Yeah, well, music plays a big part in that for me.
Yeah,
like a scary movie is scariest when its music is really in tune with the scene.
Yeah,
the big emotional hits of this show has arguably the perfect soundtrack. Like, I couldn't think of a better soundtrack to bring in big moments. Like, it was great.
Awesome.
But yeah, so I'd recommend that. You wanted to talk about the new Addams Family show?
I do, because it's the trailer. All right, so I thought it was a movie, and then I found out it was a show. So I'm like, okay, I can give it a little bit more. I was like, there's a lot going on in this trailer for a movie.
Yeah, and I have never watched anything Addams Family other than a few just old school episodes, like the oldest Addams Family.
I've watched a good chunk of the old episodes. I've watched the movies. The movies are big to me growing up, and the new series is interesting. I think the Fester casting is weird.
Okay,
but that's just, I haven't seen it.
So I'll give my opinion because we watched the trailer.
Okay, yeah.
I'll give my opinion as somebody who has no Addams Family knowledge, and then I'm curious how you interpret that considering what I don't know. So it looked like they took an existing IP that they know people would be excited for.
Okay.
They ripped, because from my understanding, the Addams Family were always just the secret, like they lived on the block with the rest of the people, but they're the weird family.
Yeah.
It's What We Do in the Shadows. How like they're vampires, but they have a neighbor, Sean, and it's like it seemed like that kind of vibe. And then somebody, but the show was like she's going to like a Harry Potter Hogwarts-esque school with a bunch of other magical things. Yeah. So instead of being an oddity, she's now trying to stand out amongst peers.
Yeah. That feels like a good take on the Netflix trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel you nailed that. So with the older, like even with the older show, it was a lot. Even and the movies are where I'm more adept in, but like the show back in the day, and the movies, it was more about this family who they're kooky and they're spooky. Like they're the weird family, but they also love each other the most. They eat dinner every night. They're the most wholesome people. Like Gomez Addams was like the first husband on TV that like loved his wife.
That's ridiculous.
It's not though, because like back in the day the trope was like bang zoo, like it was like, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking mouth. Martha was the husband.
If you look into any show before 1990,
Yeah.
atrocious.
Yeah.
Like the family dynamic that they try and pull off is ridiculous. It's gross.
But Addams Family was the opposite,
Yeah.
where it's like it was lampooning like normality,
Yeah.
where they would have all these straight-laced people come by. Yeah, they had like crypt monsters and like, ooh,
Yeah.
scare them and stuff like that. But a lot of it, like deep down, it was a family who deeply cared about each other, was doing no real harm to anybody,
Right.
and then just had other people being in their business because they were different. And that was like the thing. Like that was kind of like the underlying theme. And then the movies came out. Like I remember there's Wednesday goes to a summer camp and for one, because movie needed to happen.
Yep.
And they were all like, "You're weird," and she was like, "Yeah." It was kind of like that. So it's a lot of like self-acceptance. And then the Netflix series feels weird because it's you're in the universe of everyone here is weirdos, which kind of pulls away that like, yeah, they're weirdos in the show, but they also care for each other because they're their own weirdos.
Yeah.
In this one, it's like we're all weirdos and we've tribed up and we are our own brand of weirdo. And if you try to weirdo our weirdo, we're gonna mess you up.
Yeah.
Like it feels weirdly like tearing down your own self.
Yeah, to me it came off entirely as, are you ready for the next thing that's going to have 8 seasons? Like it.
Yeah, kind of like the Series of Unfortunate Events show.
Oh, I never watched that.
I watched it. It was fine. Neil Patrick Harris was a great guy, like a great bad guy. Like it was fine, but I was like, oh, it could have been one season.
But it had a very, I think the meme to mention would be One Piece. Like One Piece is a show that it's about finding this treasure. Guess what? They're pirates. Every island they go to is a season, so they're never going to find this treasure. This show very much came off as like she is at this school. A season could be a week in the school, or it seems like it could be a never-ending, kooky new adventure.
It feels, so here's what I picked up. It feels like the point of this is there's a mystery going on in the school.
Yeah.
Except they don't really get into hey, this is the point of the show is there's a mystery.
Right,
It's
which
like,
is what I'm trying to get to, is that they could always have that premise.
Yeah. Exactly.
Of like, what's the mystery this semester?
Yeah, we solved it, and then it's the sequel, which is, oh, we thought we solved it. Like, then why did I care?
Spend so much time on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like it to be good. I enjoy the idea of the Addams Family, but I don't think it's gonna be.
No, I don't think it will either. And it's unfortunate, but that's kind of where we are. Like, you just got to pick through and hope that they get the series that you like, right?
Yeah. I keep making this joke. I don't know if I got to rewrite it, but it's like being a nerd's hard because you want the thing you love to get popular enough that there's a lot of porno made of it.
Yeah.
But not so popular, Disney gets it and ruins it.
Yeah, right.
It's that fine line.
Yeah. Yep. So Addams Family.
What also had the bad sign, and you pointed this out, it was like from the mind of.
Yeah. As soon as they start getting more vague on who or the association of things.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I saw one of them, it was from the executive producer of blank. And it's like, once you start getting that far down.
Executive producer is just a guy who had money.
Yeah, right. Like,
he didn't do anything but have a rich dad.
Yeah, right. But
hey, if anyone out there wants to adopt me and see me be my rich dad, I will not say no.
Yeah, I think at your age that would be a daddy.
No, a non-sexual daddy. It's a non-sexual daddy. I need a father figure.
Yeah, but it happens with almost everything. Like, I as a kid, there were 2 authors that were the only authors that could get me to read a book. It was Michael Crichton, number 1.
What? Michael Crichton, the dad books?
No, Michael Crichton was a sci-fi. He wrote the book for Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay, all right.
Who did you think?
Like the guy that wrote like Jack Bat, like It for America.
Oh, no.
Yeah, his name might as well be like America Bomb Threat.
Yeah. Excellent. I'll write that one down. But no, Michael Crichton was like Sphere and.
Oh yes, fantastic.
Yeah.
Also weird. Like, what? Define child. Are you 10 years old reading Spear?
Kind of, yeah. God. Like, not elementary school.
Okay.
Middle school. Like.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
if this part of my life was a movie, it was the kid that almost flunked out of 6th grade, found a teacher that knew that whatever crappy movie or crappy book we're reading won't be enough. So she she saw me reading comic books and stuff and like doing dinosaur stuff. So she was like, well, did you know that Jurassic Park was a book? She got me Jurassic Park.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, books can be cool. It's not this stupid stories that I don't care about.
There's a chapter about a turtle crossing a road.
Yeah.
I'm 12. I don't care about significance.
Right. So she went to the library, got Jurassic Park, and in middle school I started reading Michael Crichton books and fell in love with it.
Who was the other author that you said?
Stephen King.
Okay. I'm a big King head, you know what I mean?
Well, then you might know that they've started adapting more and more of his not books but stories.
Yeah.
And
they've always been doing that.
Yes,
since the 80s.
But he always had a part of it. Now there's this new one that's like Mr. Harrigan's Phone or something that is also
sounds. Is that actually the title?
I think it is. It's Harrington or Harrigan's Phone or something like that.
Mr. Harrington's phone.
Yeah, but
Mr. Harrington, and we found some questionable images in a secret folder on his desktop.
Yeah. But it's also the from the mind of.
Yeah.
And you can tell those because they're not as good.
Yeah.
Right. It's always like it's like the LaCroix of that artist.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's always like it's not a good director going, ooh, finally I get a hold of like a good idea.
Yeah.
It's always like, I'm not good at a lot of this, but I got this and we're gonna pretend it.
It falls under the category of this is a company that had the money to adapt this IP, so it doesn't matter who makes it, it's going to have some audience.
Fun fact, Stephen King will allow like college kids and like up-and-coming directors pay $1.
Yeah.
He'll sell you for $1 you can make a movie of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
it's
really
a really cool thing.
Isn't that how Cujo, Pet Sematary?
One of those.
I think one of those movies was very much
Did you just quietly burp? It smells like sausage. Did you use a breath weapon? Because I didn't even see you go like, oof. You just went, like you just opened your mouth and I got hit with seasoning.
I tried really hard to cover that up.
Anyway,
yeah.
Stephen King.
Stephen King.
Good but problematic writer.
Yeah. A lot of
weird kid stuff.
Yeah. I remember because when I was in middle school, I went from like Michael Crichton and all those, and it was like Stephen King. So I did.
Well, ironically, you were of the age that would be fine to be aroused by those sections of the book.
Right.
So I have a joke about the whole It thing, like because I was doing this before the second movie came out about the kids all in the sewer doing one of the kids and
yeah. It's just a fact that happens.
And like I was reading the book and I was so mad that no one told me.
Yeah.
People are like, "Hey, it's pretty spooky. There's blood in this thing." Like, okay.
Yep.
What about this? It was 11 pages of children doing,
not children
things that will get us flagged on YouTube for mentioning.
Yeah, and there's like 2 or 3 other books that he has that stuff like that happens.
Here's the fun thing is so he got interviewed lately, like not like maybe 5-7 years ago, but he was like, why'd you write that? And he goes, the 80s were a different time. Guess what? Still wasn't okay back then.
No, it still wasn't.
It was the 80s. We liked cocaine and vaporwave.
Yeah. And
synth.
Honestly, looking at 2022, it's pretty spot on. I do love vaporwave. Wink.
You do love the... Oh, no.
But yeah, no, it's an interesting thing because we're getting more diluted in our culture. Like, I know it's very popular that nowadays it's like, ooh, everything's a sequel or a remake. But it's progressing to the point where it's like, this is a reboot by the minds of, with the hint of...
Well, we were just talking about Pinocchio.
Yeah.
There's a second Pinocchio movie this year?
Yeah. There was this weird one that we thought was the Del Toro one.
Yeah.
And now, suddenly, there was a new trailer October 1st for the one that's actually a Del Toro movie.
Yeah.
And... the Del Toro one looked amazing. When we looked at the other one, we were like, for Del Toro, this is garbage.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm glad they got Tom Hanks doing a better Mario than, than Chris
I forgot
Pratt.
it was Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and apparently the reviews for it were just awful as well.
Oh, they're very bad.
But yeah, now we're getting to the point where multiple projects are covering the same territory of recreated content.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes it's okay, right? Like I'm personally excited for the new Hellraiser.
Should be fun.
I think
good.
I think it seems good. A lot of people are like, "Oh, they made the Cenobite a girl." It's a monster.
Yeah, all right. Hey, quick question. Smash or pass? Smash your new Cenobite. Smash your pass.
I'm gonna have to pass.
All right. Why?
Why? Do you really want to know, Tyson? Do you really want to
Are you
know?
afraid it's also gonna have pins?
No, I'm not.
Coward.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff in that comment that would flag us for sure.
Yeah. It would so that's a fun goof, but like if you honestly thought how terrifying would that be? 'Cause I know some dudes that'd be like, oh, smash all day. I'm like, it's a monster from other I don't know, but I know they're murderous.
They're from hell.
They're from hell, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's the whole point. Hell.
Yeah. Hell, they're from Michigan? No wonder they're so pale.
It's funny to see because I'm curious what other creatures they're going to bring in. You know, because like there was a group of like 6 in the original movie. Mm-hmm. How much have you seen the original stuff?
We covered all I know.
Oh, okay, cool.
I knew he was Pinhead, not Hellraiser, and I knew there was more than one of them.
So my biggest hope for it, and we'll be wrapping up here soon. My biggest hope for it is that they are going to go back to what the first, I would argue 2, maybe 3 Hellraisers were, which was practical effects.
Yep.
And gory scenes. Like Hellraiser was one of the first ones where it's like that genuinely looks just disgusting.
All right. It's the reason why I didn't watch it.
I think it's probably going to go to the CGI stuff though.
Yeah.
So we'll see. To me, Hellraiser was always one of the last movies that did like really good practical stuff.
Yeah. Well, and at least it's on Hulu, where Hulu feels like they're like, we don't give a well, no, it's through Disney. That's right.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Oh yeah, Disney.
Yeah, but it's on Hulu, which is weird. I think it's like the rights are under Disney, produced by Hulu.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Disney's gonna be like, all right, kids, watch Guardians of the Galaxy, Mickey Mouse, and Hellraiser.
Yeah. Well, it's a weird kind of crossover thing because like the even with certain Marvel stuff, like MODOK was a Hulu show, and that was after Disney Plus was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which I don't know if you watched MODOK, but it was garbage.
I didn't.
It was awful.
I found out just now there was a show of it.
I'm not a huge fan of Patton Oswalt, but it's not his fault. It's bad.
Okay.
It's genuinely just a shitty show.
Fair enough.
Like having any ounce of creativity in your body, you can watch this show and just be like, somebody wrote this. Like they're trying so hard to be funny that it's like. It's like they genuinely wrote this down and thought, this is it.
Nailed it.
Right? Yeah, it didn't seem like they rewrote anything. It was just like, hey, what is MODOK? Big head, floaty chair. Get like 3 jokes about that in there. He's going to have a joke about his wife. He's going to kill somebody. Wrap it up, episode 2. And it was so methodically bad.
That does not sound good.
But I won't go off on that tangent.
I think we actually need to wrap up.
I think we do, yeah.
We covered, this board always has so many words on it, and we get through so little of them.
Yep.
All right. What do you got coming up here, bud?
Same thing. Still working on the studio. A lot of improvements to my house to make this a better studio now that we've got some more space.
Heck yeah. I'll be at the Knickerbocker Lounge in Lafayette on November 16th. I'll be headlining that show with some funny people. And then on the 27th, my phone says I'll be in Louisville with roasting. I'll be on a roast, Louisville the 27th for the Louisville Comedy Club.
Cool. Right on. Yeah, with that, we are Nerd News. Thank you all so much for watching. We don't have any advertising. You guys are our advertising.
Yeah.
So if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. If you're on any of the other podcast platforms, please let us know what you think. Review. I'm not sure because they've all kind of got their gimmick.
Yeah.
So let us know. We really appreciate hearing from you guys. There's one person that I really want to shout out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
His name on YouTube. He comments on all of our videos. We really appreciate seeing him. He has really funny comments. We love chatting with him. Bottle of dehydrated water.
Yeah. Cheers.
Excellent name.
Here's to a bottle of dehydrated water. Cheers.
Yes. Thank you so much for commenting and liking the stuff. I like that you dropped your phone. But yeah, we just want to thank him because he's always checking out our stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you, and let us know what you guys think. We love hearing from you. So anything else you got?
Nope. Yep. Email the Nerd News Channel at gmail.com, which I think we're actually going to be getting that updated here soon.
Yep.
And like you said, we don't have advertising, so word of mouth is best. So tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a dog.
See you next time, everybody.
Bye, guys.